ATL. This is the Mike is Hot. DJ Thomas back for another year. Football season is in the air. The draft is just completed. And Big Time and I sit back and we're going to share our opinion with you. We're going to tell you how we feel about this draft and those Atlanta Falcons. But like I want to say, this is the Mike is Hot, one of the hottest podcasts in the state of Georgia. I'm your host, DJ Thomas, where we talk sports around the ATL. So tell a friend that the mic is hot right now. Without further ado, let me say hello to my co-host. My co-host. First of all, let me say a few things about my co-host. They call him the Black Jimmy the Greek. He had predictions for the last 5 years. He called the Super Bowl winners. He called the NBA winners. And he had, and for the prediction of the teams he chosen, he came within one game, plus or minus. This cat's record is better than most of the people you know in the NFL, most sports analysts. So hey, this is the Mike is Hot. You're gonna learn about it today, folks. Let me give you a nice round of applause for my co-host, my friend, Big Time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mike is Hot. I'm glad to be on the mic with my good buddy and co-host, Dennis DJ Thomas. Talk about this great thing that's going on in Atlanta and around the NFL right about now.
Oh yeah. Well, folks, let me give you guys a little bit of where we at today, and let's see. It was kind of refreshing. We're starting off, and Big Time been telling me, say, hey, we need to get this thing back on the mic. We need to get the mic back up again because when football season's over, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. But football season is over now, so hey, we finna bring it to you live. The draft just happened on Thursday, and the day they wrapped it up, and the Atlanta Falcons have picked their six players for the Atlanta Falcons. And we're going to get into detail on those and how you feel about the draft. I mean, were you happy with the picks, the Atlanta pick? Were you happy with the players? We want you guys to send us a text. Go online. This is going to be live on Facebook and Twitter and all those other places. Let us know how you feel. So the next show we have, you might be a guest on our show. So Big Time and I, we get into deep detail. I mean, we get into conversation. Sometimes it sounds like we arguing, but hey, like Big Time always say, it's just healthy conversation. Ain't that right, Big Time? What you think?
Yes, sir. That's all it is. It's a great thing, man, because one thing about the NFL is year-round now. You know, it's so much conversation that goes on off the season to where, you know, you can't help but talk about it if you're a big-time fan. And if you love your team, you will know that this is where championships are made, starting right now. You know, you got to get the player personnel. You got to make the right decisions. And once the season starts, the game plan got to be put on the field, and then it has to be executed. So I love what's going on, in particular over the last couple of days. I was waiting for months for this day to happen, this weekend to come, and it's here. And I got a lot to say about what the Falcons did.
Oh, boy. He said he got a lot to say. He got a lot of input on this thing. Let me see my mic. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. I can't hardly hear myself. Hold on a second, Big Time.
You sound good on my end. It's very cloud and clear. No crystal clear more crystal clear can it get.
Okay, all right.
But I know there's a lot of disappointed fans. But as you digest this thing, you have to take a different look at it, get the emotions out of it, and try to put your mindset in with what the Falcons as an organization did.
Okay.
You know, we can expect one thing, but what they did is what we have to learn to live with. Agree or disagree.
And you just said it. And you said where I am and where a lot of people was. I mean, on yesterday, I talked to a lot of coworkers. I talked to a lot of people. I talked to people that were sports fans, Falcon fans. And I just want to get their opinion on how they felt about the draft. I mean, the first pick, Kevin, really, a lot of people was wondering, and you and I had the same conversation. Well, what are the Falcons going out picking up a receiver for? Is there a problem with Julio Jones? I mean, the Falcons need several other positions. We need cornerbacks. They need a return man. They need a right tackle and different positions. I think you had said they had someone already for that offensive guard, offensive tackle. But I just don't understand, out of the number one pick in the NFL, I want to get your opinion on what do you think the reason was the Falcons went off track, not picking anything they needed, but they went off and picked a wide receiver when the Falcons already got 2 wide receivers. What was they thinking, Big Time?
Yeah, I was just as shocked about it, as surprised and confused as you and many, many others I could imagine with that pick. But when I stepped back and gave it some serious thought, I had to sort of try to get my head in the mindset of what the Falcons were doing. First, from what I saw and some of the stuff I've heard, and I just believe this. When you look at this kid out of Alabama, Calvin Ridley, this boy was the best wide receiver in the game.
But the Falcons already got
of college football.
2 wide receivers.
Well, let me finish. He was the best wide. Here's what we got to look at. The Falcons, their need position, and the player that they wanted, they needed a defensive tackle. The defensive tackle that they wanted, was gone to Washington Redskins. Number 9, I think he was.
So you think they would have picked him first if he would have been available?
They would have picked him first. They would have picked a dude named Tyron, defensive tackle, big defensive tackle from Alabama. He was already gone in number 9 to Washington.
Okay.
But there was another guy that they wanted that was a defensive tackle that was second best according to the scouts in this draft. He went at number 13. I just remember who the team he went to. So the player that the Falcons wanted were gone already. Okay, so you don't go down into the next player that's Ike. That's Ike calling in now.
Bring him up, baby. Bring him up. Can you bring him in?
Let me see here.
We got to get Ike on the phone.
Okay, hold on.
Ike is our friend, and Ike is one that he has. We got to get him on the mic, folks. We got to get him on the mic. He has an opinion like we do, and that's what it's all about right here at the Micah's Hot. Folks, while Big Time is working on that, I just want to add a couple things about the draft. I mean, the draft was a fantastic draft. I think the Falcons got some great picks, but to me, in my opinion, I don't think they really addressed their needs, and they had some needs that need to be covered. They had some wants and they had needs, and I think they covered the wants. It could have been because that the player, like Big Time said, the players that they wanted, they was unable to get because of they were already gone. Now I can understand that. But
hello?
Yeah, I'm here. We're here.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Dennis?
Yes, sir.
Are you Ike? Are you there? Ike, hold on.
Uh-oh. We've been trying to get Ike here for a minute. Okay. I'm holding. 1, 2, 3. Again, like I said, but it appeared they addressed their needs, their wants instead of their needs. For me, I'm not really happy with the draft. I'm be quite honest with you. With you. Yeah.
Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah. I can't click him in without calling it in.
Okay. You have
I gotta
do you have this number? You can call me back. You want to call me back on this number? The number I called you on. The number I called you on. Just hang up and call me right back. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and I'll wait till you call me back. Then we'll go back on again. How about that? I can stop right now. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right, we're back on the Mic is Hot. We got 2 of Atlanta's biggest Falcons fans. My man Big Time and my man Ike. Ike is one of Atlanta's biggest fans. Sometimes, but we know his number one team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, we're going to talk about his Falcons. We're talk about this draft and find out how we feel about it. Now, I was talking to Big Time a minute ago, and he was saying he liked it, and I said I didn't like it. So right away, I'm going to go ahead and let Ike come in and give his opinion on this draft. What do you think about it, Ike?
Oh, what I think about the draft? Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know I didn't get all the picks in. I didn't get every pick narrowed down right now that the Falcons have up. But I will say this: I believe that probably the first 3 picks that they had, my personal opinion. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Really, that's a weapon. All the picks they got the first 3 picks, they probably were the best talent available.
Right.
Best talent available. I agree. I would agree with that. However, I just didn't think they didn't draft for the position of need.
There you go.
Because
and that's what me and Big Time said earlier. They had wants. They got their wants, but they didn't get their needs. You know. Big Time, you can jump in anytime.
Yeah.
Well, I when I looked at it, I was as shocked as everybody else was, probably. But when I sat back and studied it and looked at it, I sort of tried to put myself in the position of the thinking of the Falcons did, and that was the Falcons obviously wanted that the defensive tackle out of Alabama. Well, he was already gone to Washington, and I think there was another defensive tackle that came up again before they got to number 26. He was also gone. Well, at that point, the Falcons said, we can go get a defensive tackle, but we would be reaching down in the other rounds and picking a guy that wasn't a first-round player. So because they would be wrong to do that, they went with the best player in the draft at that time at that position, and that was the kid out of Alabama. Okay? Now, when you look at that move, here's how that benefited the Falcons to me when I sat back and look at it. This gives the Falcons more offense. This gives the Falcons a replacement for Gabriel. And if you look at that, the Falcons still better off offensively than they were last year with this kid out of Alabama.
Well, I'm going to say that I kind of disagree when you said better off, because here's the thing about, if you can't keep Matt Ryan upright, Matt Ryan holds the ball too long. So that means you got to give him time. You got to give him protection. So if you don't give him protection, then what happens? They're in the same situation they were in last year, because they got all the same offensive linemen that they had last year. I mean, yeah, they picked up somebody from San Francisco, but I mean, he probably no better or worse than what they already had. So, and here's the thing about, I do agree that Ridley was the best available talent. He might even be a top 10 pick, but since it wasn't an urgent need for that position at wide receiver, then why don't you just move back, gather more picks, and move back in the draft? If you can't get the defensive tackle, offensive guard that you wanted in the first round, move back in the draft and get a couple more picks, offensive tackle. Offensive lineman, I'm going to say, not offensive tackle, offensive lineman, basically a guard, and a defensive tackle. And you also know you need it's time for them to get a tight end, too. See, there are 3 needs that they need. The 3 needs that the Falcons need is not DB, which they did get a real good DB, don't get me wrong, but you got Poole, you got Q5, you got Alfred, you got Neal, you got Allen. I mean, you have about 5 DBs.
Yeah, let me interject. I like that pick, that cornerback they picked up out of Colorado. I like that pick because what that pick essentially did was it replaced the kid that they lost last year due to the drug problem. That was a smart move. When you look at this Falcons, the philosophy of this Falcons draft this year, they were all building for the future. What the Falcons realized is this: in about 2 years, that defense is going to start to need to be replaced with contracts. Guys, they're not going to be able to keep a lot of those guys. So here's what they did. They said, look, we went and got us a cornerback. Even though we already got cornerback, he's going to replace that kid that got on the drug. They went down in their third pick. In their third pick, they went out and got a defensive tackle out of South Florida. A kid, 300, a 6 feet tall guy, 315 pounds. They say he's got a motor of ability. Then when you look at later round draft, they picked up a running back. Okay, they picked up a running back. Then they got another linebacker, and they got another a player. I think it was I just remember the other guy. I know they got a running back. I know they got a linebacker.
And they got
everything that the Falcons did was for the future. For the future, man. You got to build for the future, man.
Eddie,
I'm telling you.
What about now? What about now?
Let me go and say one more thing.
Hey,
I'm gonna let you go
can you get a little bit close to the mic for me? Can you come a little bit close to the mic?
Huh?
Can you
Say again?
put your mouth a little bit close to the microphone? Kind of hard to hear you.
Okay, let me try and put his name. Hey, well, Ed, let me go and say one more thing. Actually, no, I'm not agreeing with the DB. Let me tell you, you didn't hear me when I said that. They're not replacing Collins because they didn't need Collins. I just named you 4 defensive backs, meaning that you already stats. Which you're low on. Name me 3 defensive tackles. Okay, name me 3. Backup offensive linemen. No, you gotta go. They didn't get no need. All that stuff you said, the need that they need is O-line, D-line, and tight end. They didn't get not one. I mean, they got a defensive tackle, the third overall pick. But my point is this: no, you don't really. It wasn't a need at wide receiver. However, Ridley was, like I said, he probably is a top 10 pick. And I'm not sitting there saying that that hurt it, but again, if you can't keep Matt upright, if you can't keep him upright, Ridley will mean nothing, because if not, it can't get rid of the ball because he always got pressure in his face because the offensive line can't block. Then he ain't gonna give Ridley the ball.
But he didn't get a lot. He didn't get sacked a lot last year.
But hold on.
The number one problem for the Falcons offense last year was big plays and the drop balls by the receivers. Now, and then let me throw another. Let me throw another thing in there. There were some key games. I won't say a lot. I highlight key games that they could not get a push on first down. That wasn't based on the individual offensive lineman. That was based on a collection of the offense and the scheme that they were using. You talking like Matt Ryan was on his back a lot last year. He was not, right?
Well,
he's thrown under pressure. He's thrown under pressure. First of all, he's thrown under pressure, and the offense is not clicking. If the offense is not moving the ball because Matt is not, because he's rushing his throws, it's because he don't have enough time.
Exactly.
Now you're right. Let's say that he's not getting sacked, but if he's rushing and he's not having enough time. And then if you can't make 1 yard from the goal line and you can't get in there, or you can't make 1 yard for the first down, you ain't getting no push on your offensive line. So it's all irrelevant. That wide receiver means nothing.
So you're telling me? Let me ask you this. So you telling me
I agree with
this
that.
is same?
Hey,
let me ask this question. I did, and you come in. So you telling me I can did it? That this the same, pretty much the same offensive line that took us to the Super Bowl. So 2 years. Listen, they missed one guy, maybe 2 guys off that same. They got the core of that offensive line. Alex Mack is the key to that offensive line, and Alex Mack and listen, but he's the key. He and that other kid, the white guy, the big guy that they picked, whose daddy was in the NFL. Those are the key guys in the offensive line. This offensive line is essentially the same as it was. Besides one player, the cohesiveness is still there as it was in the Super Bowl. You talking like this offensive line is bad. It is not.
It is bad. And did you see when every time Freeman would try to when they try to get 1 yard, mainly the Saints game, when they hand the ball to him, the defensive tackles are in the backfield. They're hitting him not at the line of scrimmage, before the line of scrimmage.
I got one play.
No push.
I got one play. Like all season last year, the Falcons. Listen to this. All season last year, the Falcons struggled inside the red zone. It wasn't just no one play. It was bad calls. It was bad selection. That offensive line, everybody been talking about Atlanta offensive line for years. Matt this, Matt that. Every team have injuries. Every team have changes in the offensive line. Your philosophy has to be the same And it has to be a collection of guys on the same page. And the Falcons have not got that except that year they went to Super Bowl. And you can't tell me one guy coming in there going to make that much difference.
We got disconnected, folks. Just hang on a second. Let me pause a second. We got disconnected so we get back in.
Get up.
Go ahead, Ike.
Okay. All right. Well, all I'm saying is that I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not agreeing with the pick. But are they great picks? Yeah, because they're probably were the most talented players.
I can't hardly hear you.
I just said, huh?
I can't hardly hear you. I can barely hear you.
All right, you say you can hardly hear me?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All I was getting at is that I'm not sitting there saying they wasn't good picks. I'm just saying they were picks of need. And the part I disagree with Eddie is that, you know, the offensive line was a major problem. Listen, everybody in the whole NFL knows it. Matter of fact, that's why they said when these specialists that sit there and say what teams need, the first thing they even said the same thing. What the Falcons are lacking is offensive line personnel. Okay, their offensive line is okay, but when you don't have a quarterback that can help your offensive line out, that's mobile. The one thing about it, Aaron Rodgers' offensive line is not that good, but Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan are not the same player. And when you're not getting pushed, and when your guards like the guy Wise and Garland, they're getting pushed in the backfield. You have to address that. If not, the offense is going to click the same way it did last year. Now, you thinking that you're going to bring some more offensive weapons in? If you can't get them the ball because you don't have no time, you're going to be in the same situation. And
that's one thing I was trying to say. Right? You make a good point. And that's one thing I've been trying to say for the longest. I mean, you bring a receiver in. Really, I like the receiver. I think it's a great wont, but you don't have a quarterback and throw the ball to the length of the field to catch it. I took a good look at some of the highlight tapes of him going down the field, and the guy caught a lot of balls on the fly. And Matt Ryan just ain't good enough to do that right now. So, I mean, like you said, and number two, Matt Ryan's been healthy here for the last since his career pretty much. And if you don't get some protection, there, we don't know what's going to happen next year. I mean, even though 2 years ago we was in the Super Bowl, but last year Matt Ryan declined in his play. So you know my theory at Big Time. I always say you either get better, or you get worse. And I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't think Matt's going to get much better than when he was last year. Matter of fact, I think Matt's going to get worse, especially if you don't have the right protection.
Well, let me say this. This conversation about what Matt Ryan can do, guys, y'all need to squash it. Matt Ryan took his team to the Super Bowl.
That's then. This now.
But listen, it came within one. So this conversation about what he can't do, getting the ball here and there, he broke records that season with Shanahan, and they got us there. Now, can he duplicate that? Well, we can only judge the future by the past. If he did it in the past, he should be able to do it again. This offensive lineman, one offensive lineman ain't gonna make that much difference in what this. But listen, hey, here's the thing you saying. This offensive lineman that they would have picked, and they didn't pick one that I'm fully clear of. They felt as though ain't no rookie gonna come into this offensive unit and make them better overall. That's why the biggest amount of money they spent in the free agency season was off this offensive lineman out of San Francisco. Now, yeah, he was let go by San Francisco, but Atlanta saw something in this guy to give him a decent contract, and they were smart enough to say, we're not going to fill that position that we need by a doggone rookie. We put a veteran offensive line in there, and I don't see that they can't be they can't get back. I can't see no reason that they can't get back to the level they were in when they went to the Super Bowl. I just can't see why they can't. You got everything, by replacing Gabriel with this kid out of Alabama. The Falcons say to themselves, we are capable of doing it. And they based that on last year. Last year, it was not an offensive line problem, Ike.
Yes, it was an offensive line problem.
Put your mouth close to the mic. We can't hear you. Mike.
They say it all the time. The number one problem that the offense had last year was two things. The number two thing that the offensive line had last year was drop balls and was not able to be effective in the red zone, and that was the cause.
Well, who fault was it that we had drop balls? Did it? Who fault it was that drop balls?
Hey, listen. Put it away, man. Hey, you know something? Let's forget the drop balls. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying that you got drop balls, you got bad passes. I'm not sitting there saying that receivers don't work. All receivers. Des Bryant, as good as he is, everybody was there. Centennial Home. Brown from Pittsburgh. Everybody drop balls, man. That's not the point. The point is that you got to keep Matt upright. Here's the thing: what they did when they went to the Super Bowl. That line sticks together the whole season. They had a cohesiveness about themselves that they was able to work together. Now, here's the thing about it. People start getting older. People start getting slower. Now, the thing about it, their offensive line wasn't great, but when you have they probably had, like, let's say 3 guys in the offensive line that was good offensive linemen. I'm going to sit there and say that what's his name is one of them. What's his name? Matthews is one of them. Of course, Mac is one of them. But the guy is Schrader. I mean, he did a job. But he is okay. And a lot of teams he's not going to start for. Person, okay, he's solid. That's what I'm saying. So you got 3 guys. So now, when you get another one solid guy, when they start plugging Garland.
And so you said that's going to come in a rookie. But you telling me that one solid guy is going to get him in this draft. In late round, they're going to get this guy.
Hold. I ain't saying late round. I know I'm early round. You got to get the best. There's a whole bunch of guards, offensive linemen, that come start day one. You know why? Because they're big, fast, agile, and can start. Look at all those rookie line. When you sit there and wait till late draft and get the second tier ones, now you're rolling the dice. Now, I'm not sitting there saying that. A stud, one that's a stud, that's showing all his athletic skills and all that won't be a bust. Anybody can be a bust. Ryan Leaf was a bust.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think Isaiah Wynn, that was picked up by New England, going to start this year?
Yes.
All right. I give you that. I give you that. But he was top tier. He was the top tier off the line out of the University of Georgia.
Okay, well, hold on. Hey. They got him after him. So what's your point?
They brought him in to start.
You know, my point is, the Falcons went into this draft with the thinking we done solidified that offensive line problem we had by signing that kid out of San Francisco. They gave that dude big bucks, man.
No, they didn't give him no big bucks, man. He's a second tier guy. They waived that joker. He's 30 years old.
But he got the most money. He got the most money. He got the most money than anybody else in the Falcons. That's the only player they really signed in the free agency market. And they obviously got to keep the fact that Matt money got to be taken care of. The Falcons got a lot going on. This is why the New Orleans Saints made one of the biggest moves, and there was talk that they still was moving up and down trying to. New Orleans Saints mindset is this. This is why I believe we beating them out all day. They said, based on last year, they went in last year with the thinking, we got an old-ass quarterback. Excuse my friend. We got an old quarterback. We got to win this thing now. Well, they brought in that running back. He had a good year. They done made moves to get this guy, get a ring now. And they're killing themselves for the future. You got to build for the future, man.
Okay, do it. No. Drew Brees is now. Meaning that you need to win right now, or you know what you want to do? You have to blow it up. Because put it this way, what are they going to do? If they ain't gonna get a stud, draft a high quarterback right now, they're not building for the future because they know they have a team that made it to the playoffs that can win now. The Falcons got a team that made it to the playoffs, they can win now. Now you really think that? Okay, I'm here to say this. Ryan is not getting better. He is not getting better right now.
Yeah, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Eddie? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Eddie, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did you hear that? That's what I've been saying the whole time. He is not getting better.
Ike and Matt Ryan 2 years ago took
You
this team
keep
to
talking
the
about what he
Super
done
Bowl.
2 years ago, Eddie.
And guess what?
You keep talking about 2 years ago.
Last year, guys, he took this team 10 games. We won 11 games in the season. We came one play from going back to the NFC Championship game. Matt Ryan is in his prime. If you telling me you can't get better in your prime, then I agree with that.
Matt Ryan is
prime.
not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He's not even in top 5.
Hey, I never said he was top 5, but he was in the top 10.
But he won't top 5 money.
I guarantee you this.
He won't top 5 money.
It ain't but one top 5 player, one top 5 quarterback got their team to the Super Bowl in the last 2 years, and that's Tom Brady, who's 40 years old. So that says something. Ain't no other out of the top 5 players got their team to the Super Bowl but Matt Ryan.
No, yes, wrong answer. Excuse me. Drew Brees won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers.
I said in the last 2 years got their team to the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, because Tom Brady's winning. My point is this: with Matt Ryan in the top 5, we agree with that. But Matt Ryan is the only But let me finish. Matt Ryan is the only non-top 5 guy that has gotten his team to the Super Bowl within the last 2 years. Ain't none of the other top 5 guys got their team to the Super Bowl.
I get close to the mic. I'm barely.
He was a 40-year-old doggone quarterback.
Hey, gentlemen. Ike, hold on one second. Ike, get close to the mic. You got a headphone on or something? I still can hardly hear you.
I'm yelling. No, I don't got no. No, I'm just on the whistle case. I don't got no mic on.
Okay. Just stay close to the. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Hold on. Hey, you're wrong again. The why? Russell Wilson was in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He ain't the top 5. Okay, excuse me. Peyton Manning is over. I don't know what. He is not. He is not the top 5.
Listen to this. I said in the last 2 years, it ain't but 2 teams been to the Super Bowl in the last 2 years. 3 teams. It ain't but 3 teams in the last 2 years been to the Super Bowl. Atlanta, New England, and Philly. And of those 3 teams, ain't but one of them. Because I can't put the quarterback that won the Super Bowl for Philly in this conversation, even though he's good enough. That dude probably won't have that time. That dude probably won't have that time of year to rest of his career. Matt Ryan's in this conversation. You know it. Don't try to kick Matt Ryan out of this conversation.
He ain't out of the conversation. Matt Ryan is. Listen, I can name 10 quarterbacks in front of him right now. Matt Ryan.
But you can't name none of them. You can't name none of them of those 10 that was. I'm going back. I ain't going back in history. I'm just going back the last 2 years. And Matt Ryan is one of them guys. As much as y'all don't like that crap, he's one of them guys.
No. What did I say? Cam Newton was at the Super Bowl. Okay, so he won top 10. Okay, what's your point?
In the last 2 Super Bowls, Matt Ryan was one of the quarterbacks that was there.
Hold on. That's not even fair. You saying the last 2 Super Bowls. No, you got to go back farther than that.
I don't want to go back. Well, we can go back to Terry Bradshaw then. Well, you want to go back just to find. We can go back to Joe Montana then.
How you going back just to where Matt Ryan went?
Because I'm being. You know why? You know why I'm going back that way? Because you all wanna besmirch this guy, but this conversation. And that's why I told y'all earlier. You cannot say no more. He can't do it. He already did it. He ain't won it, but he took up there. And you know what, you guys, before he took up there, you all were the same guys that said he couldn't take up there. So you can't tell me what he can't do. He did.
No, actually, hold on. Actually, that's a lie because I told you that you can win with Matt Ryan. Because you know something? The thing about it, Matt Ryan is not making the big play. That's why I say he is not making the big play. Prime example, the MVP of that Super Bowl, it should not have been Matt Ryan, but just trying to make it Matt Ryan. That's why they didn't win it. You know why? Because they show random. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. They show random ball. Gave it to Freeman, and guess what? They will kick the field goal. And
Ike, let me add something to what you're saying. to be a top quarterback in this league, you got to make good decisions. And some of those things last year and this year, Matt Ryan's not making good decisions. Like he said, if Matt went walk to the line of scrimmage, he should have decided and made a decision to say, look, we need to just run the ball and hand it off to Freeman. Okay, I'm just saying that sometimes he's not making the right decision. On a 4th and 1, hold on. On a 4th and 1, let me get a couple seconds in. On a 4th and 1, when they need 1 yard, Matt Ryan needs to take that ball and run up the middle or jump over the middle, do something like do it over the middle. On a third and short, don't throw the ball out of bounds. Matt Ryan throws the ball away sometimes. I mean, sometimes his decision making is not there, Eddie. I mean, I can understand where Mike coming from, and I can understand what you're saying in a sense. But there's a lot of things about Matt Ryan that don't say, you know, he was an MVP 2 years ago, yes. But now, we talking about now. We need to win. A lot of people picked the Atlanta Falcons to go to the Super Bowl this year. They said they won't go last year, but they'll go this year. They picking players now for the future. What are we going to do about now? The NFL is right now. And right now, I don't think they made a good decision on these drafts. That's just my opinion. Go ahead, guys. Did we drop again? Maybe we dropped again. Well, I'll tell you what, folks.
Oh. Okay. Ah! Oh. Hey, I'm trying to get crunk.
Well, folks, I'll tell you what, it's been a nice show here today. We had Ike and we had Big Time, and somehow or another we got dropped off the air. But I'm going to wrap this thing up and tell it like it is, folks. The Falcons came in on the 2018 draft, and in my opinion is, it was one of the best drafts they could have had this year. I didn't like what I saw. They didn't cover their needs, they covered their wants. And when you cover your wants, you don't get everything you need, and you can't win ball games. We have problems with our quarterback. We have problems with protection. We have problems with defense. And if we can't get some help, we're going to be in trouble this year. Well, folks, I'm D. I'm going to get up out of here. The Falcons, 2000 season. Next time you talk to us, we're going to be talking more about those Atlanta Falcons. This D. I'm out.
That's why we keep bringing heat. We drop in everything you pop in. From the yin yang twin begin to make your adrenaline pump right on through your skin and make that cup again. They were playing a game, came on back on the game. We jumped out like a jack in the box, like an Eddie with a fat dude sack in the side. Tell them how we gonna go. Tell them why they don't